If you gave me the task to create my own AI tool that would help me create YouTube video scripts, and I didn't care about how to sell it or anything, I just wanted to create something that I personally would want to use, this is what I would make. This is Subscriber. It's an AI helper or tool that makes creating YouTube scripts extremely simple, yet very, very detailed. And it's really what separates it from just going to ChatGPT or Claude or whatever and just saying, write me a script. This is something different entirely. So let's get into it. First of all, it is available at AppSumo. And this is really what prompted me to go ahead and create this video, because I've been using Subscriber since probably September of 2024. And I've been using it to create some videos. We'll get to that later in the video. But I just realized today that it is available on AppSumo. And it's a great deal. I definitely recommend that you get it. I've used this tool quite a bit, and I'm very impressed with it. I'll be sure to leave a link down in the description if you do want to check it out. But before you do that, let's check it out so we can kind of see what's going on with it. So first of all, just to give you an idea, it's a tool that allows you to create YouTube scripts for whether or not you're doing faced videos or faceless videos. It doesn't really matter. It can do it all. You can give it all the information that it needs in order for it to create really a pretty awesome script. And to be honest, it has down here alternatives as being like TubeBuddy and vidIQ. I'm going to be honest, I believe Subscriber is nothing like those tools. It does, and it's because it does so much more. So as of right now, it's available for $59 at the lowest tier. It's 30% off, it says, and that's mainly because I think the price is going to be going up after this 3 days or so. So if you're watching this and it's 3 days, I wouldn't hesitate. Go ahead and pick this up right now. Let me show you some of the tiers that you would be getting. So Subscriber works on a credit system, right, where you have to have a certain amount of credits in order to write the script. Each script really depends on how long the script is, on whether or not how many credits you're going to end up using for it. So from what I can tell, and from what I've experienced in the past, is that most scripts are gonna probably cost you anywhere from 8 to 12 credits. All right, and that's pretty good in my opinion. 8 to 12 credits. If you're doing like a big long 1,500 to 2,000 words, that's going to run you about 12 or more credits. If you're doing something that's around 1,000 words, that's probably going to get you around 8 credits or so. And just for time's sake, I think 8 credits for 1,000 words is probably going to get you, probably a 6 to 8 minute script, where something around 2,000 is probably going to get you anywhere from maybe a 12 to 16 or so minute script. But so just to keep that in mind when it comes to writing your scripts, it really just depends on the length and how deep you want the research for this thing to do for you. And then that's going to be how many credits you end up using per script. So the first tier that they have here is honestly the tier I probably would not go with. And I mean, maybe they have it set up that way with all of these X's, but it doesn't come with much. If you just want to get it just so that you can look around, go ahead and just do that. But I definitely would recommend at least, at minimum, getting the license tier 2. What that's going to include is unlimited ideation chat generations per month. That's probably worth its weight in gold already. And we're going to show you, or I'm going to show you some of what you can do with the ideation chat later in this video, so be sure to stay tuned for it. But you will get 20 credits per month with this. That's probably going to create you 2, maybe 3 scripts, depending on how many credits you're using. But at least that gives you around 2 scripts per month there. They do give you the opportunity to purchase more credits with that plan, and those credits stick with you forever. So you can buy those credits and they're yours until you use them up. which is really a good feature as well. So if you're strapped, and you just only want to pay like the $99 or whatever, that's going to get you one channel that you can connect to this account and one user. All right. So I run a few faceless YouTube channels, and I wanted to do more than just the two, and I ended up going with this license tier 4. It's $349. I get 125 credits per month, which is probably going to give me anywhere from 12 to 15 scripts, depending on how many credits I'm using at the time. 5 channels, which is great, and then 10 users. I do like this because I do have writers who create scripts for me, and I'm going to give them access to this tool so that they can just jump in here and use this tool to create the scripts, which saves me the time, and it makes it a lot easier on them to be able to create everything. But create long form videos. Create long form videos up to 60 minutes in length, which is around 9,600 words. That's a lot. That's 10,000. That's a long script. But regardless, you'll be able to do all of that stuff with just this. Detailed script outlines, and again, we'll get into that in a moment, but multiple formats, ad research for multiple resources, audience avatar creation. That's pretty awesome in itself. Proven storytelling frameworks, smart editing, YouTube optimized titles. I would use that, but I would more use it to get ideas and then come up with, use your brain actually to come up with the best titles necessary. Word count tracking, copy and paste to clipboard, the chatbot and the YouTube data access. That right here, the YouTube data access, that's insane. It is insane how good this thing works. Competitor analysis, outlier remixing, as well as prompt library. Now, it is true that you can get ChatGPT to do a lot of these things for you, and you only got to pay $20 a month for it, right? I get that, but having it all in one place like this, and as well as there are certain things that it's hard to get ChatGPT to do when you want it to do it, and you have to constantly reprompt it and tell it, say, hey, make sure that you include the YouTube stuff here, or make sure you include that or this. You don't have to do that because the way that the system's set up, it always reprompts it the way that it needs to be reprompted. And then when it's creating the actual scripts, it's doing it in sections rather than doing it in one fell swoop. But as it's doing it in those sections, it's hands off for you. You just press go and it'll create it for you. So it's pretty awesome. Like I mentioned, I would recommend at minimum license tier 2. I picked up license tier 4, but license tier 3 would probably be just as good as well. Just in terms of, let's look at the pricing again, but actually the pricing on the site. So when we look at the pricing on the site, you can see that they have an ideation, which is $19 per month, which gets you to 20 credits, which is the 2 or so scripts, maybe 3, 1 team member, 1 channel. Creator is $49 a month. This is the one that I was paying for. 60 credits per month. 2 team members, 2 channels, and then the ideation chat, and then automation. This is the one that's connected to the tier 4, but 125 credits per month, 10 members, 5 channels, ideation chat, and it's if you look at the yearly, you see it's around $927 to get this on an annual basis. That's $1,000, guys, right? That's a lot of money. However, if you get it right here, you can get $349 and get the exact same things, and you'll never have to pay for it again, right? You don't have to worry about paying for it next year when your time is up or anything like that. It's just there. So that's a no-brainer, right? In my opinion, it's a no-brainer. So before we get into the actual working of the tool, if you do want to check it out, again, link down in the description. Check it out, and if you want some help on how to use it as well, if you click it and use my link and you actually do buy tier 2 or above, just let me know in the comments or shoot me an email or something, and I'll be sure to give you free access for a month into my private community where we can interact and chat and talk about stuff about building up your YouTube channel. Now, finally, let's jump into the actual usage of the tool. So just so I can show you as well, like here's one video that I made. This one mistake changed golf forever. So now my channel isn't Ralu Golf. It's I use Ralu Golf as a, when I was first signing in to subscriber, it asked me, well, what kind of channel are you? And you can tell it a channel and it'll go do an analysis of that channel and get all of the ways that that channel is talking to their audience, and then keeps it as like your voice within subscribers, so that when you're creating these scripts, it's keeping that voice in mind. So I just happened to use Ralu Golf because I was using similar content to them. So just to give you an example of how the script looks, after I created the script, this was the video that it created. You see this video got 7.3 thousand views. So I mean, it's not like the most ridiculous video in the world, but this is also only like the second or third channel video on the channel. But this is what I want to show you. This script was able to hold people's attention for 33.5%, which is a third of the video, which is pretty good. I believe the average on YouTube for videos of this nature, you might get people to watch it for like a minute or maybe a minute and a half. People are watching this video for over 4 minutes. And I really believe it's partly because of the script. And you can see here, even though you are losing a little bit over time, it's not big drop-offs, right? Now the editing has to go into this as well, but I honestly believe the script is a big part of it. But there's a little bit of a drop off. That's pretty normal on YouTube videos. You get a drop off in the very beginning. That's usually just the promise and the hook and all of that fun stuff. But once it actually retains, you can see 60%, 66% of viewers are still watching at the 30-second mark. And then from there, just a small, gradual decline. That's pretty good, especially when it comes to, these documentary style YouTube videos. And this was a script that was made with subscriber. So now let's jump in here and just see what the dashboard looks like. So this is the dashboard. You get the ideation chat, analyze competitors, research videos, get video ideas, and generate titles. And then you can open chat, which is this right here. We'll get to this in just a moment. But you can sit there and chat with an AI, unlimited, depending on what tier you actually get when you sign up at subscriber. Regardless, you'll be able to check that out with the open chat. You can actually click here to create scripts. You have the different channels that you have, and then you have guides on how to actually use the tool itself. I would definitely watch these guides because the guy who created this, his name is Gil, really cool guy. I don't know him personally, but I know people personally who do know him personally, and they say he's a great guy. I've interacted with him in email and everything. Very nice guy. He knows what he's doing, and that's really one thing you got to keep in mind when you're looking at a lot of these AppSumo deals, is what is the owner of it like? What kind of a person is he? And you can see right here, Gil Hildenbrand, and he's in New Orleans. Cool. So he's a really cool guy. I definitely recommend him. So since I recommend him, I would recommend his tool as well. You don't have to worry about investing in this and then the tool like going away or disappearing or anything like that. That's not going to happen here because Gil is a stand-up guy. But regardless, let's now jump to the tools. So this one has a lot of different tools to it. So you click on these tools and then you can jump into it. You can get video breakdowns, so you can look at entire channels or videos and see why they were successful and how you can be successful on your side and creating your own little unique angle and take as well. Hook generators. The hook generator, when I first started using this tool back in September, was okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't spectacular, but Gil has worked really hard to improve it, and it's a lot better now than it was before. So it's good to see that there are improvements to the tool that create some pretty good hooks. Title generator, description generator, that's pretty normal. Keyword research, and then tag generator. So whether you're using this tool to create SEO focused content, or if you're looking to create things that go after the browse section or suggested search engines, within YouTube, I should say, these tools are going to help you with that. Now, one of my favorite parts of this entire tool is the chat. Now, I had a chat open right here because I wanted to show you what this can work on. So when you first start the chat, it gives you a couple of prompts that you can just throw in there, and then there's an entire prompt library as well. And one of them says analyze Mr. Beast's content strategy. Now you can do that with anybody. You can just click here and it'll automatically drop it down here. You can click on this plus sign and add your YouTube channel itself. That way it can answer the questions and give you information based on what it knows about your channel. And notice how if you did this within ChatGPT, you would have to tell it what channel every single time that you prompted. Here, you don't have to worry about that. You just do it once and it'll automatically prompt the AI for you. But when you do use something like analyze Mr. Beast's content strategy, this is what it'll give you an idea. It says, I'll look up Mr. Beast's channel first to get the most current information using the YouTube channel lookup. It does all of this comprehensive analysis, and then it gives you the content philosophy, or what I like to call the recipe. You can learn more about that within the Your Extra Paycheck community with my training on YouTube there. But it talks about extreme challenges, videos involved, yada, yada, yada. They give you examples of the videos. You can click these videos and go check them out. Little small, I like the little thumbnails here so you can see what the videos are. Philanthropic stunts, you know, another kind of phase or format of video that that Jimmy uses when he's creating content. Viral spectacles, this is with his shorts and everything. Then it gives you some information on the metrics of the channel, subscriber count, total views, average views per video, upload frequency, price-driven challenges. You know, it just gets, this is pretty detailed, you know, just to get for a particular channel. Content evolution, how things has transitioned over time, because it's looking at the whole channel, not just, you know, the last few videos. Competitive advantages. Then it gives you some ideas on what you can do. Recommended strategy. Focus on unique, high content ideas. That's pretty genius right there. Invest in production quality. I mean, we don't really need to go into all of this, but it's just giving you an example of how it is. Now, another competitor that I have on my particular channel is Shane Hummus, right? Now, he's a pretty large YouTube channel that talks a lot about work from home, remote jobs. And on one of my other channels, that's what I talk about quite often as well. And you can see here, it gives me a nice little overview of what his channel is about. He talks about his content pillars. So the types of content that he's creating: work at home jobs, career education and certification jobs, career path guidance, side hustle and income strategies. And then they give you some examples of videos that either you could come up with or you can click on and go check out on his channel. They give you some thumbnail and title tactics, which again makes it pretty easy because it's looking not just at the titles of these videos, but it's actually analyzing the thumbnails that are being successful as well, and then gives you some ideas. It tells you the video structure, which are mainly listicle formats, detailed explanations, personal anecdotes, and case studies. This is interesting right there. Knowing that it does personal anecdotes and case studies means that it's actually looking at the scripts of these videos. So it knows what's the content of it, and it just makes the process a lot more simpler than just using a regular chatbot. Unique selling propositions, performance insights, recommended content expansion. So saying what are things he could do to expand the content that he currently has. Monetization streams, key takeaways, and the next steps for aspiring creators. And then I can tell it here, I told it analyze video ideas for Shane Hummus. So it'll pretend like it's Shane and then give me ideas. And if I'm running a similar channel, these are nice, unique ideas that this chatbot knows that Shane isn't creating, that this other competitor is not creating, that I could probably put on my channel and do decently well with. Career strategy, monetization and opportunity stuff, tactical content strategies. As you can see, it's a ton of information and actionable stuff that you can use in order to create a channel. This ideation chat is insane. Like, it's just wild what you could do, because everything that you type within it, it's doing so with YouTube in the background, knowing that it's going to check YouTube to give you the best results based on what it has here. Now, just for ha-has, let's go ahead and jump into one of these recent scripts. And I want to show you the breakdown of how it creates the script. So there's different sections here on every aspect of the script creation process. And this is what really sets Subscriber apart from any chatbot and any other tool out there that's doing something similar. And it's what helps cut down on like the repetitiveness that usually AI has, because it's creating things in certain sections. So first of all, you have like the summary, which is you're giving it an idea of the topic and what you want the video to do. You can get as detailed as you would like in this. You can tell it what to look for and it'll create it. Next, you look at the research. Now, this right here, again, is another example of how Subscriber sets itself apart, is the amount of research that you can throw into these scripts. So you can search the web for different types of content. So this particular video is about Bryson DeChambeau, who's a golfer. And he's a pretty polarizing golfer. A lot of people like to talk about him because he won the Masters recently. It's just a whole deal. People like him. But you can search the web, and you click here. You can type in search terms. It'll search the internet for you and then give you articles that you can then add as the research for this particular script. So when it generates the content, or it generates a script, it can go look at all of this information and then create you a nice and accurate script. And that's really where a big difference in this is for me, because instead of you just depending on what the AI is going to go out there and research, it actually looks at the stuff that you're putting into it and then creating the content. That way, you know that the information is always going to be accurate. Assuming that the content articles that you're throwing in there is accurate. One thing I like to do too is when I'm creating the script, you can prompt the AI and say, hey, where did you get this from? And it'll tell you exactly where it got it from. That way you don't have to worry about anything kind of straying too far off the reservation, which AI can tend to do. But it's pretty awesome. So you can add individual links that you might already have. You can add videos so that it'll actually go in and check the transcripts of these videos and know exactly what was said in it. This is very easy for throwing in podcasts, throwing in, videos that you don't have to sit there and watch and do the mental gymnastics in your head to try to figure out what parts of this video do I want to include in this script. It'll do all of that for you. You can add in your own individual text, and then you can actually star content if you want to be able to use it over and over again in future videos. The more content that you throw in this research, the more credits it costs. All right. So just keep that in mind. But once you have kind of maxed it out, at least I did with the 15,000 words of information, then you can jump into framing. So framing will take all of the information that you told it before, all of the information that you say, hey, this is the type of video I want to create. Then it'll try to frame it for you. It'll say, hey, is this a before and after bridge? And this is where it's taking all of these storytelling frameworks and trying to bend all of the information you gave it into the type of video you want to create. Do you want to create a curiosity gap, contrast and compare, a countdown list, problem solving results list, a myth busting list? Myth busting list here, it just gives me a few more of them, because I think right here I said show me more like this. So it gave me more information because that's the kind of video I was trying to go for. Golf success is all about its perfect form and all of this fun stuff. So you can read over these and it actually does everything great. And there's a little section down here where you can continue to prompt the AI to help you kind of further get the type of video that you want to create. Then you can come down with some titles. Now, if you already have a title, which usually I do, I've already gotten title because I do the title and thumbnail usually first before I even create the script. But it'll give you some ideas for titles. But having the title is a good thing for a subscriber to know. That way it can gear the hook to help satisfy the title. Then we can ideate some thumbnail ideas, and it comes up with some pretty good ones, like Bryson overlaid with mathematical equations and data analytics graphics. And the name of this video is why he's better than 99% of golfers. So having a thumbnail that has him kind of, that Zach Galifianakis, in the Hangover, where all of these mathematical equations are coming at his head. That's a good idea for this video because it shows what he's doing is better than 99% of golfers. So once you finally choose one of these thumbnail ideas, you can now come up with the hook. It throws in, as you can see, a whole bunch of hooks. Some of them aren't amazing. Some of them are pretty good and maybe just need a little bit of tweaking in order for them to be, a good video, or a good hook, I should say. And I think the one I chose for this one is, what if I told you that there's a golfer out there who's so different, he makes Tiger Woods look ordinary? And that's a pretty strong statement right there, right? That'll hook a lot of people. Because a lot of people know who Tiger Woods is. A lot of people know who Bryson is, but usually Tiger is like the gold standard when it comes to golf. And saying that, hey, there might be somebody out there who's so different, he's better than Bryson. It's a good hooking question right there. And anyway, that's it right there. So let's now jump over to the payoffs. So the payoff, like in a storytelling structure, is what you're building up to, and then the payoff. It's like, okay, this is now where the video hits the best part that people have been waiting for, and you can choose what things you want to pay off in the video. This can be like little mini stories within a larger story. It can be a whole bunch of small stories or whatever it happens to be, and then you just choose it, and it'll incorporate all of these in the script itself, just as you have set it up to. Once you've done all of that, you create the draft. Now, the draft is going to break things down into the introduction, the science of swinging. So it takes the storytelling structures that you have put together, and it'll create these small sections. Now, it's creating these smaller sections because the AI is not good with just saying, hey, go write me a 1,500-word script, because it'll get further and further off the reservation the longer it has. If you've ever done a channel trying to use AI for the scripting, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But this one breaks it up into small chunks to make what it creates a little bit more targeted, and it doesn't get as repetitive. It will even give it the instructions. It'll include the voice that you're looking for, and the word count. So you can tell it what you want to include in these sections based on the hook setup, the tension, the example, the research insight, resolution, transition. That's a perfect storytelling structure right there. Let's see what else. And then you can do that for each of these sections, and you're just kind of running through, making sure that these things are included in each section just as you would like. Once you have done that, you can now edit once it's created the draft. And once it's created the draft, you can now look at the article. It gives you speaking time, the readability, the reading level, the amount of words that it is. You see, this is a decently long video. I don't know if I wanted it to be that long, right? So I would probably do some stuff to kind of cut it down. And then you can finally publish, and then you can just copy the article itself, drop it into a Google Doc. So if you have a voiceover artist who just needs to read this out, you can do that for them. If you are doing this yourself, you can just read the script or whatever, and it all works there. And then finally, this last thing, that just opens and closes it. But there's a lot of work involved in creating this script and using the AI to create a very good script. This isn't a matter of just typing in a prompt, one sentence, write me a script, and then assuming that it's going to write you a good script, because 9 times out of 10, it's not. A good script is going to give you a good AI. It's going to create a script for you that's like a skeleton. That's, maybe 70% of the way there. And then actual human needs to go in and then finish everything out. But this is good enough. And then you can get a pretty good script, as long as you get the ideation of the title and the thumbnail and the hook right. What happens after the hook is kind of like a little ho-hum, because once you have someone hooked and they're watching the video, right? And that's really all that matters. So with that, Subscriber is pretty awesome. I would definitely recommend it. Again, there's a link down in the description. If you are watching this after Subscriber has already left AppSumo, it's still a good deal. I'll change the link in the description to be an affiliate link, just to be clear. So I will get a little bit of a kickback if you decide to join, buy it off of AppSumo or Subscriber, but it is at no additional cost to you. But go ahead and check that out. If you do want some help with your YouTube, however, I do want you to go check out yourextrapaycheck.com. I give tons of ideas and tips on how to grow a successful side hustle, but usually we lean a lot YouTube and sometimes newsletters. because that's just what I'm doing right now, and it's what's working. So definitely go ahead and check out your extra paycheck and check out Subscriber. It's definitely worth it. Again, I would check out tier 2 or above. I picked up tier 4 because I think that's just perfect. I think it goes a little bit higher at $5.99. I don't know if I need that much, but if everything keeps growing the way that it does, hopefully maybe I will get that one at some point. But usually these deals on AppSumo, they show up once and they disappear. So I definitely recommend you check it out by clicking the link down in the description. Catch you in the next one.